Hi everybody, it's Ellen again. In this tutorial I'm just going to show you how to make just the turtle shell from my turtle. It makes a cute little charm. Still has the little kind of pocket in there to put things in, and I just thought it was pretty cute, so we'll show you how to make just these. It's a little quicker, so if you don't want to watch that other video for the whole thing to get just this, then this would be the great alternative. So we'll get started. And this one I'm going to make on, I'm going to do the 1 loom version first, and then I'll do the 2 loom version later. So I just have the pin bar set up like a regular setup, that way the people who have the bars that you can't move, you can just follow the same pattern here. So we're going to start by making that half hexagon here. So start here in this corner, and not that. Go 2 to the left, and this band that we're putting on right now is this one right here on the bottom of the shell. Go 2 up, and 2 to the right, up this way, like that. And then we're going to lay our corner bands. So let's put a band in every corner. Like this. Then we're going to make a kind of zigzag pattern around here. So you start from, I guess, this pin and go towards the right, and then like that. So it's kind of like little triangles. Like that. And then we're going to put a kind of half starburst here in the center. So we're just going around from this pin out to the ones around it. Like that. Then you are going to need an end cap in the center right here. Probably triple loop it so it's nice and tight, like the kind of the pattern on the bottom of the turtle shell. Plus it helps kind of poof up the shell too. So, like that. Then we'll need an end cap here. This band is super stretchy, so I'm going to wrap it around a few times. So like this. And then we're going to loom out the center here. So I'm going to turn it around. We'll go in through our end cap. Just grab whatever band is on top and pull it back towards itself. And go all the way around the little circle here. Like that. Then you'll come and we'll do this kind of star pattern here, the zigzag we did. And just pull those back out through the kind of end caps we created. Like that. Then we just have the corner bands left. So we'll loom those back. Like that. So now what we're going to do is we have to add the second layer on top right away, so we can loom it all together at the end. And what we're going to do is drop bands on every one of these pins, and it ends up being the band that is the white one kind of poking up here. So it does kind of show up in your shell, but it also pokes out underneath too, so for your color choice you can decide that. So I'm just going to drop a black band on every pin. Like that. And now we need to duplicate how we laid the bands on the bottom. So we're going to do the corners first. We're just going to lay it right on top of the other pattern. Just like that. So I just dropped red bands right here. Now we need to do that zigzag pattern. And I didn't turn my loom around because I guess these are the top bands that we're laying, they're not directional, so it really doesn't matter if I do or not. So we're just laying that zigzag pattern. Like that. Now I need to lay that half starburst in the center here. Like that. Then you'll need an end cap, and this one can be kind of loose. It doesn't, just a couple times around, because you want to have room for this to be able to expand. And if you make it too tight, it just kind of squishes the whole thing together, so you don't have as much of the bump as you can. So just twice. Now what we're going to do is loom out the top layer we just put on. So you go in through your end cap, and we'll do the starburst. So just the top layer, don't snag the bands underneath. We'll check when we're all done to make sure, and then if you have to unloom, it's better to do it there than somewhere else, so, or not have it work in the end, that would be worse. So now we'll do the star pattern. So let's go in through here, grab those and pull them back. Like that. Now we just need to get the corner bands. So take those and loom them back. Like that. And now, the reason why we dropped these bands is because we want to allow for the top of the shell to puff up as high as it can. So what we're going to do is we're going to stick our hook through the top layer only. You're going to grab that band, pull it up like you're going to hook it, but just put both ends on your hook. Then pull it off the top layer, and then just put this band back on the hook. And you'll do that for every one of these. Helps if you pull it so you can get in there and grab it. Just pull it up like you're going to loop it, put both ends on your hook, pull off that top layer, and then put the band back on that pin. So the same way for all of them. Just the top layer. Like that. And on the last one here. Like that. And now, just kind of, you can kind of go in here and just see if you have anything connected. You can come up here and pull a little bit, just so nothing's connected, because now would be the time to fix it if it isn't. Or if it is. Fix it if it is. Leave it alone if it isn't. So like that. Now what we're going to do is loom up this last perimeter row underneath. So stick your hook in here and get that bottom band, the very first ones we laid. And you're just going to loom up all the way around. Like that. And so now, if you don't have the loom that you can take apart, you can still definitely do this. The only open point is right here. These are all closed, and they're fairly easy that once you take them off the loom to do a transfer, they're easy to figure out where they go back to. I'd suggest using, I've started using bobby pins. If you take 2 of them and stick them up through the bottom of the pin, it actually makes it super easy to do a transfer of like the open bands on things, because it's really only this row right here that you would have to move over here, and then we'd use these 2 pins to complete the other half of the turtle. So you can still certainly do it if you can't take apart your loom, but I'm going to take mine apart because it's easier for me. So I'm going to make sure these are pushed down and then take this apart. Although I probably should have pulled this off first, huh? Get so excited sometimes, get ahead of myself. So yeah, take off the first 2 pin bars first, and then you can take apart your loom. I'll just switch these to the other side. I'll put them in the same setup I had it before. I almost made it so it wasn't easy for me. So this is how it should look for you. You'll have just the middle row on here and then the other half hanging off the side. I definitely pulled that band a little tight. But what we're going to do is you're actually going to take the top layer and just slide it off the pins so we can get at the bottom layer. It's not going to hurt anything. So we just want to be able to see the bottom layer to lay the rest of the bands. So first, we need to get a band up under here. So just going to drop it on this pin right here and then pull it up and over this pin. I didn't drop them because there's already kind of a lot going on before, so I just figured we'll do it now instead of dropping it before. So now we're just going to go and make the half hexagon again. And then over here, because when we turn it around to loom it, we're going to pull this over. So we will have to pull the band on the bottom again. Stick your hook through here and just pull that band up. like that. So we have that. And then what we're going to do is we need to lay our bands throughout the center. And we start, we already have the middle of it done, so technically we only have to do a little bit more banding to finish this off. So you're going to want your corner pieces first, and mine were orange, or dark orange before. So it's just here for the corner. Then we need to lay the star pattern here, and on the lower one you can just slide this off, set your band across, and you can put this back on like that, and just make the rest of your little star until you get to the other side. And over here we'll do the same thing. We'll take off this one, put this on, and then slide this back over. And we do that so when we loom out we'll be even on both sides. And then we just have the middle two starburst ones to lay. And we can do the same thing. We can slide this off, put our bands on, and then slide that middle end cap back over, like that. Then we'll turn our loom around. Here to get a little more difficult, because I'm wrong hand. So we have all the inside stuff laid, so now we're just going to loom it out. So we'll go in through our end cap here, pull out these two leftover starburst ones, like that. Then we need to do our star. So just go in through here, pull out that one, and then through the other starburst end caps we made. Like that. Then we just need to get these two corner bands and loom those back. And that's the bottom row. Now we're going to drop some more bands for the outside of the shell. You can skip this first one here and the first one here because they already have it on there. We're just going to need to do the kind of outside ones like that. And now we're going to just lay our pattern down before we put this back on because it's already off, so we might as well use the space we have. So again, we need the corner bands, just the two. And I usually have to kind of stretch this out to see what my pattern was like on the other side. It's amazing how quickly I forget, but like here's my corner right here, so those were red. So corners, like that. Then we need the star, or triangles, or zigzag. Just like this. Then we just need to lay the starburst in the center, but we only need the ones that go to these two pins right here. So one here and one here. Like that. Or kind of like that. So now we will fit the other side back on. So you might as well start with the end cap for the center. Put that back on. Then you'll go to the part of the starburst we loomed out over here. Put that on. Then again it's the starburst here. Start from the center end cap and work back, because otherwise these bands that we added, they kind of made the pattern a little different, so it might get a little confusing. So start with the center end cap and then put on the next bands out on these pins. So now we can just loom out the 2 bands for our starburst, like so. Then we'll loom out our star pattern. Like that. And we need the 2 corner bands. So that's the top layer loomed out. Now we just need to go and put these bands on. So again, if you just stretch it a little bit, then go in through the top layer only. Pull it up like you're going to loom it. Put them on your hook. And put that back on the pin. And do that for all the bands we laid. Just the top layer. And last one here. Oops. Almost got the bottom layer. There. So there's all that. Now we just need to loom up the outside perimeter. Make sure this band is on the bottom. Pull it up and loom up all the way around. So that's all of that, and now I would suggest taking a band and just pulling it up through here before you take it off your loom. So now we're ready to take it off. So then you just take this band that you pulled through, and maybe 2 bands, depending. My black aren't the healthiest of bands, so 1 or 2 bands, but then just pull the one side through the other to tie it off. And plus you have something to hang it with too. Like that. And then you'll go in carefully and stretch this out. Looks like I have a couple bands where they flipped where they shouldn't be, but there we go. So just kind of push it all out, get as big as it can go. And then we have a turtle shell. I think my end cap on the bottom, I could have gone one more time around, but it's like that. And then if you're worried that this, or if you want it to be poofier, you can just take some fishtail. Just make a little strip. You can make it the same color as your turtle so you can't see it as much. This one's probably too long, but Just open it up and shove that in there. I fit a whole bracelet in one video. I was really surprised. So they're pretty stretchy, but then that helps to make it nice and fluffy like it should be. So that is my tutorial for just a turtle shell. So a turtle shell charm. They're pretty cute. Definitely different bands make a difference in how it looks. The yellow and the black are a different brand band, so they kind of give a different appearance, but that is how simple it is. I hope that you're able to make plenty of them because they're adorable, and plus the fact that you can hide other stuff in here besides just the bracelets, or make gifts for friends, bracelets for friends, and then shove them in there. So lots of possibilities of what to do with these. You could probably get money in there, like quarters if you need some quarters or something. I don't think it would fall out. So that's my tutorial for my turtle charm. I hope you liked it, and I'll have more for you soon. Thanks.